Trades everywhere in the NFL this week. I'm John Castanino with your US Fantasy Daily Fantasy Breakdown, and maybe all the new faces in new locations is a good thing. I went a big offer on my picks in Week 8, but that's been rare this season. My track record has been awesome for quite a while, and that's the great thing about USF is that you're not stuck with the same players like a standard fantasy football league. You can change your lineup every single week with special props for Thursday night and Monday Night Football. Just check out usfsports.us. Okay, here we go. Let's jump to Week 9 quarterbacks. This prop closing at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and it's time to recognize some greatness this season. Deshaun Watson, what a rookie year for this young man as he single-handedly turned around the Texans' offense. 400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns last week as a place finisher. He finished second in Week 8. He paid out at about 8-1. This week, he's at home facing the Colts and its 31st ranked pass defense. Watson tied for the league lead in touchdowns with 19. He opens at 6-1. Also, Drew Brees at 5-1. The Saints are on a roll. They've got 5 straight wins. Brees with only 1 game of more than 300 yards passing in that stretch, but this week he's at home facing the Buccaneers' bottom 5 pass defense. Running backs now, this prop also closing at 10 Pacific for the early games. After a massive sophomore slump last season, Todd Gurley is back. 8 touchdowns in 7 games this year, over 100 yards in 4 of his last 5. Also coming off a bye week and facing the Giants, who give up over 120 yards a game on the ground. He opens as the 5-1 co-favorite. I'm going to move down the board here and go with Doug Martin as my second pick at 10-1. The Saints' run defense isn't that great either, allowing a 100-yard rusher in the last 2 weeks. Martin could have a big day, and it could spell a big payout. Let's go to wide receivers for the late games, and I'm going to take a couple more swings at some longer odds here. Dez Bryant, now the top offensive weapon in Dallas after Zeke Elliott's suspension gets reinstated. He opens at 8-1. Dallas has to pass the ball, and they should. The Kansas City defense has allowed the most fantasy points in the league to wide receivers. And Larry Fitzgerald opening at 10-1 as the Cardinals trot Drew Stanton out as the new starting quarterback. But Arizona has had a bye week to prepare, and they're facing the winless 49ers, who are having their own quarterback problems. Plus, the Niners defense is allowing 250 yards passing per game. Hey, what a great World Series we had. We had some big payouts on our props throughout the entire postseason, but now you can turn your attention to daily NBA and our NHL props. Check out usfsports.us for up-to-the-second odds and our locations. We'll see you next time.